Clue. Clue. Didn't they do a manicure at noon? Didn't they do a manicure at noon? I understand the situation. I understand the situation. I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. The box contains various items. The box contains various items. Do you think football refereeing is a difficult job? Do you think football refereeing is a difficult job? I need to buy a new pair of shoes. I need to buy a new pair of shoes. The baby was crawling on the floor and exploring. The baby was crawling on the floor and exploring. He came to the meeting first. He came to the meeting first. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. This is really important. This is really important. He missed the bus because he left home late. He missed the bus because he left home late. You want to do better, right? You want to do better, right? He quietly rides a bunny. He quietly rides a bunny. Dogs are weird. Dogs are weird. We trust our instincts. We trust our instincts. His wife is an analyst. His wife is an analyst. It's important to be polite. It's important to be polite. Wouldn't he believe it from time to time? Wouldn't he believe it from time to time? The teacher should have graded the papers by now. The teacher should have graded the papers by now. Didn't I become a bellboy for 3 afternoons? Didn't I become a bellboy for 3 afternoons? We agreed to meet at the coffee shop. We agreed to meet at the coffee shop. I'm going to the nightclub. I'm going to the nightclub. They are chatting. They are chatting. He wishes he had learned to play the piano when he was younger. He wishes he had learned to play the piano when he was younger. That soldier 3 weeks ago. That soldier 3 weeks ago. You rarely get over it. You rarely get over it. You're not an archaeologist at sunrise. You're not an archaeologist at sunrise. Shouldn't they seldom have to deal with it? Shouldn't they seldom have to deal with it? Can you turn the music down? Too noisy. Can you turn the music down? Too noisy. Teachers will teach students all day. Teachers will teach students all day. Your son was a fashion designer. Your son was a fashion designer. I need to buy a birthday present for my friend. I need to buy a birthday present for my friend. His goal is to become a doctor. His goal is to become a doctor. Was my brother a physicist? Was my brother a physicist? Refreshing. Refreshing. Negative. Negative. We shouldn't be jockeying after 2 nights. We shouldn't be jockeying after 2 nights. Wouldn't you have researched after a week? Wouldn't you have researched after a week? Could they make cream soon? Could they make cream soon? It can be a busy day at work. It can be a busy day at work. He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. Shall we register? Shall we register? She will be getting ready for her dance performance. She will be getting ready for her dance performance. They do often. They do often. He goes jogging in the morning. He goes jogging in the morning. To fall. To fall. He will play in the championship game next week. He will play in the championship game next week. I'm sorry I offended you. I'm sorry I offended you. His family was merchants. His family was merchants. I didn't judge. I didn't judge. Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? He didn't kiss at night. He didn't kiss at night. Could it be a bricklayer? Could it be a bricklayer? I would like an apple. I would like an apple. I wish I had $1,000,000. I wish I had $1,000,000. We usually go on vacation in the winter. We usually go on vacation in the winter. The decision was based on extensive research. The decision was based on extensive research. Shouldn't it always fly? Shouldn't it always fly? Addiction policy. Addiction policy. We always celebrate birthdays with cake. We always celebrate birthdays with cake. Will it burn? Will it burn? Plan. Plan. I have one child. I have one child. Does the store have a camping and outdoor section? Does the store have a camping and outdoor section? My mother was a dermatologist. My mother was a dermatologist. Which museum do you like to go to? Which museum do you like to go to? I have enough energy to finish the race. I have enough energy to finish the race. The legacy of his humanitarian work lives on. The legacy of his humanitarian work lives on. I've been writing reports since morning. I've been writing reports since morning. Were there kids firefighters? Were there kids firefighters? It's important to be patient. It's important to be patient. I play with my friend at school. I play with my friend at school. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. Raspberry. Raspberry. Maybe you'll meet John. Maybe you'll meet John. Are his stepsisters lobbyists? Are his stepsisters lobbyists? Can I have the menu, please? Can I have the menu, please? They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home. They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home. I'll try this once and see if it works. I'll try this once and see if it works. Always introduced. Always introduced. Sun shining. Sun shining. Ask next year. Ask next year. I had completed my education before joining the company. I had completed my education before joining the company. If you eat too much, you will get sick. If you eat too much, you will get sick. Let me know. Let me know. We haven't been better for 10 years. We haven't been better for 10 years. Despite being busy, she took the time to attend the event. Despite being busy, she took the time to attend the event. This is delicious pizza. This is delicious pizza. Neighbor hematologist. Neighbor hematologist. Usually 6:30. Usually 6:30. She is a talented singer. She is a talented singer. He will join the gym in January. He will join the gym in January. If I were president, I would do the training free for everyone. If I were president, I would do the training free for everyone. Not hit? Not hit? I want to walk in the park. I want to walk in the park. We should be economists every year. We should be economists every year. My parents bought a new car. My parents bought a new car. If you can't, can you please reschedule? If you can't, can you please reschedule? Also, Annie had a cold. Also, Annie had a cold. We are listening to music. We are listening to music. They play tennis every weekend. They play tennis every weekend. I don't like coffee, she told him. I don't like coffee, she told him. If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. His half-brother was the assistant cook. His half-brother was the assistant cook. They were in Mexico in 2016. They were in Mexico in 2016. They had their roof checked for damage. They had their roof checked for damage. Then he may not be a linguist. Then he may not be a linguist. I will kill. I will kill. The project team will meet every day this week. The project team will meet every day this week. There is a lake in the forest. There is a lake in the forest. If you drop the glass, it will break. If you drop the glass, it will break. Was your colleague the dean? Was your colleague the dean? We respond to 3 products. We respond to 3 products. Should we not eat? Should we not eat? She was painting for her art class. She was painting for her art class. Grateful for your help. Grateful for your help. Have you ever been outside the country? They asked. Have you ever been outside the country? They asked. I don't want to lose my machine for many things. I don't want to lose my machine for many things. Can you show me where the student body is? Can you show me where the student body is? Formations. Formations. I will not help. I will not help. He can go on vacation next week. He can go on vacation next week. What sports can you do? What sports can you do? He wishes to have known about the cancellation before arriving at the airport. He wishes to have known about the cancellation before arriving at the airport. Can you become a marketer the day before? Can you become a marketer the day before? What time is breakfast served? What time is breakfast served? They like to go jogging in the morning. They like to go jogging in the morning. Was his brother a landscape architect? Was his brother a landscape architect? They never started. They never started. He didn't call you yesterday, did he? He didn't call you yesterday, did he? Modestly. Modestly. Email sent by mistake. Email sent by mistake. I cannot attend the meeting. I have a doctor's appointment. I cannot attend the meeting. I have a doctor's appointment. We appeared every month. We appeared every month. Hey Susanna, come downstairs. Hey Susanna, come downstairs. Have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever climbed a mountain? I bought a book. I bought a book. I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. They can always serve. They can always serve. It can be stored after 3 days. It can be stored after 3 days. Can I always make cream? Can I always make cream? After 5 months, you cannot control it. After 5 months, you cannot control it. Shouldn't I wake up at sunset? Shouldn't I wake up at sunset? Once in a month. Once in a month. How much money do you earn per month? How much money do you earn per month? She wished she had bought that dress when it was on sale. She wished she had bought that dress when it was on sale. I just sent the email. I just sent the email. I bought new running shoes to participate in a marathon. I bought new running shoes to participate in a marathon. Sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes it didn't work. If you want to finish your work on time, you should not delay. If you want to finish your work on time, you should not delay. They should have fixed the broken glass. They should have fixed the broken glass. I need some sleep. I need some sleep. Are their stepmothers the judge? Are their stepmothers the judge? Which subject do you find the most difficult? Which subject do you find the most difficult? What kind of support do you give to our project? What kind of support do you give to our project? 5 p.m. cannot judge. 5 p.m. cannot judge. Did we get hurt later? Did we get hurt later? They want to learn to speak French. They want to learn to speak French. Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? We need to fix this problem before it gets worse. We need to fix this problem before it gets worse. We were playing board games with our family. We were playing board games with our family. My brother has a lot of homework to finish. My brother has a lot of homework to finish. Shouldn't he hold? Shouldn't he hold? He studied for hours every day to pass the exam. He studied for hours every day to pass the exam. What time does the train leave? Asked. What time does the train leave? Asked. Let's celebrate after finishing the project. Let's celebrate after finishing the project. We should meet. We should meet. Can you base at night? Can you base at night? I was studying when you called. I was studying when you called. She goes to the salon once a month. She goes to the salon once a month. His colleague is the dean. His colleague is the dean. Have you ever been to France? Have you ever been to France? Will you go to the school? Will you go to the school? Could the virologist be 10 years? Could the virologist be 10 years? Are there stepson firefighters? Are there stepson firefighters? You look tired. You look tired. If we should. They were listening to the radio. They were listening to the radio. It started to rain heavily. It started to rain heavily. Your grandson is a lawyer. Your grandson is a lawyer. You're going to visit your grandparents next weekend. You're going to visit your grandparents next weekend. The movie starts at 8 p.m. The movie starts at 8 p.m. In these weathers, he should not leave the house without wearing his coat. In these weathers, he should not leave the house without wearing his coat. I think you should buy a car. I think you should buy a car. We met them at the party. We met them at the party. Don't they just drop it? Don't they just drop it? Have you ever seen a kangaroo? Have you ever seen a kangaroo? Your stepfather is the judge. Your stepfather is the judge. I always try to get to the bus on time. I always try to get to the bus on time. Could you please pass me the menu? Could you please pass me the menu? Was his brother-in-law a minor? Was his brother-in-law a minor? Can you help me with the dishes? Can you help me with the dishes? Can we own? Can we own? Advocacy. Advocacy. I have to go home. I have to go home. Do we lose in the nighttime? Do we lose in the nighttime? He couldn't open the lid of the jar. He couldn't open the lid of the jar. I really wanted a baby. I really wanted a baby. Temporary. Temporary. To earn money. To earn money. They can coach after 4 seconds. They can coach after 4 seconds. Your cousins are oncologists. Your cousins are oncologists. They enjoyed going to the beach. They enjoyed going to the beach. Again. Again. They kiss. They kiss. Should not go now. Should not go now. They should remember. They should remember. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. They won't notice at noon. They won't notice at noon. Could you lend me some pencils, please? Could you lend me some pencils, please? I'll be studying in the library at 6 o'clock tonight. I'll be studying in the library at 6 o'clock tonight. Often live. Often live. You look like your father. You look like your father. I don't want to vote. I don't want to vote. Did they practice their lines before the audition? Did they practice their lines before the audition? Passive voice. Passive voice. Am I not a daily blogger? Am I not a daily blogger? I came home at 11 o'clock last night. I came home at 11 o'clock last night. How's it going? How's it going? You and I should talk about what's going to happen. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. What is your final destination? What is your final destination? They better not miss the train. They better not miss the train. Still, there are some unanswered questions. Still, there are some unanswered questions. We can't find the metro station. We can't find the metro station. After 2 months, he can become a curator. After 2 months, he can become a curator. They had their roof repaired after the storm. They had their roof repaired after the storm. I need to check my email for important messages. I need to check my email for important messages. The details of the report were impressive, every aspect of it thoroughly researched. The details of the report were impressive, every aspect of it thoroughly researched. Mary will realize this. Mary will realize this. Are their spouses painters? Are their spouses painters? I'm drawing an orange. I'm drawing an orange. Did you take dance lessons before auditioning for the musical? Did you take dance lessons before auditioning for the musical? Precision. Precision. We have been waiting for the train since 9 o'clock. We have been waiting for the train since 9 o'clock. The book remains unopened. The book remains unopened. How should I prepare for a job interview? How should I prepare for a job interview? These three. These three. What is your address? What is your address? I don't want to lose my loss. I don't want to lose my loss. When is your birthday? When is your birthday? I did not understand this issue. I did not understand this issue. Where do you live? Where do you live? He was writing a letter when the pen ran out of ink. He was writing a letter when the pen ran out of ink. She's going to make a cake for her birthday. She's going to make a cake for her birthday. He will be on guard at noon. He will be on guard at noon. If I were a chef, I would open my own restaurant. If I were a chef, I would open my own restaurant. He did not pass the test because he did not understand the subject. He did not pass the test because he did not understand the subject. We go to school by bus. We go to school by bus. Her mother-in-law is a janitor. Her mother-in-law is a janitor. They should not set the decade. They should not set the decade. A century later he wouldn't like it. A century later he wouldn't like it. I wish I could go on vacation next week. I wish I could go on vacation next week. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. He will start his own business next year. He will start his own business next year. I want you to go home. I want you to go home. She is shopping for new clothes. She is shopping for new clothes. I am sure they will like the concert very much. I am sure they will like the concert very much. Important. Important. Next year we will build our new house. Next year we will build our new house. international, international. Is that the point? Is that the point? Struggle, struggle. The beach is very crowded in summer. The beach is very crowded in summer. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. Write longer please. Write longer please. Would he never have? Would he never have? Eliminate dependency on one person for specific tasks. Eliminate dependency on one person for specific tasks. Sorry, I won't be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. Sorry, I won't be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. The view from the top is beautiful. The view from the top is beautiful. Are they always golfers? Are they always golfers? Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. If he had apologized, he would have forgiven her. If he had apologized, he would have forgiven her. Can I use my loyalty points for rewards? Can I use my loyalty points for rewards? Unfortunately. Unfortunately. I'm already planning to watch the movie again. I'm already planning to watch the movie again. Equal. Equal. Could analyze. Could analyze. Proactive. Proactive. He has to finish his project before the deadline. He has to finish his project before the deadline. He has already finished his homework. He has already finished his homework. Can't it be renewed monthly? Can't it be renewed monthly? He likes to watch movies on the weekends. He likes to watch movies on the weekends. The house is out of the reach of manpower. The house is out of the reach of manpower. 2 afternoons may not dance. 2 afternoons may not dance. Were his half-brothers pie-players? Were his half-brothers pie-players? One of the warriors. One of the warriors. Doesn't say much. Doesn't say much. We had been shopping for hours when we finally found the perfect gift. We had been shopping for hours when we finally found the perfect gift. She doesn't like. She doesn't like. Give up. Give up. Should not invade. Should not invade. Someone in this room has committed a crime. Someone in this room has committed a crime. They lived in the same neighborhood for years before they met each other. They lived in the same neighborhood for years before they met each other. They're going to dance at the club tonight. They're going to dance at the club tonight. Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. Does it always load? Does it always load? You can become a sociologist right away. You can become a sociologist right away. Despite her fear, she still got on the roller coaster. Despite her fear, she still got on the roller coaster. I'm looking for a specific brand of cereal. Are you carrying? I'm looking for a specific brand of cereal. Are you carrying? Does he play the piano? Does he play the piano? Need to apply after 4 weeks? Need to apply after 4 weeks? Post 4 months later. Post 4 months later. Isn't there a proxy at night? Isn't there a proxy at night? I have to start a new exercise routine. I have to start a new exercise routine. The coffee shop on the corner is more crowded than the one across the street. The coffee shop on the corner is more crowded than the one across the street. I eat. Don't they ride normally? Don't they ride normally? He drew a portrait of his sister. He drew a portrait of his sister. Must dance now. Must dance now. I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. Also, can you remind me to call my mom later? Also, can you remind me to call my mom later? We will visit our relatives during the holiday. We will visit our relatives during the holiday. Well known. Well known. Is your daughter a botanist? Is your daughter a botanist? It could be the weatherman 3 minutes ago. It could be the weatherman 3 minutes ago. I did. I did. Where do they live? Where do they live? Can we get the invoice, please? Can we get the invoice, please? You may not confess every day. You may not confess every day. Are her siblings interpreters? Are her siblings interpreters? Is our stepson the bailiff? Is our stepson the bailiff? You were borrowing daily. You were borrowing daily. They play football on Saturdays. They play football on Saturdays. There is a small garden behind the building. There is a small garden behind the building. Let me see yours. Let me see yours. It is difficult to remember all the information. It is difficult to remember all the information. He was studying medicine at university. He was studying medicine at university. We are never carpenters. We are never carpenters. I'm crawling in the city. I'm crawling in the city. Doesn't it get old later? Doesn't it get old later? Are we building now? Are we building now? We go shopping on the weekends. We go shopping on the weekends. Our materials are sourced from local suppliers. Our materials are sourced from local suppliers. The movie was watched by a wide audience. The movie was watched by a wide audience. Shouldn't we rule at sunset? Shouldn't we rule at sunset? Can I cover? Can I cover? The movie was watched by a wide audience. The movie was watched by a wide audience. He would scream if he saw a spider. He would scream if he saw a spider. I'm in the room with 3 showers. I'm in the room with 3 showers. Construction workers will build a new bridge. Construction workers will build a new bridge. This butter is so delicious, I could eat it spoon by spoon. This butter is so delicious, I could eat it spoon by spoon. The blue pencil is cheaper than the red one. The blue pencil is cheaper than the red one. How many apples did you eat on the way to school? How many apples did you eat on the way to school? Did he check? Did he check? Am I a deputy at noon? Am I a deputy at noon? If he had a bike, he would go to school with it. If he had a bike, he would go to school with it. The army is on the move. The army is on the move. He will start his training in September. He will start his training in September. She is a yoga instructor and teaches classes at the local gym. She is a yoga instructor and teaches classes at the local gym. He doesn't want to go for a walk, and neither do I. He doesn't want to go for a walk, and neither do I. Was his half-brother a gymnast? Was his half-brother a gymnast? I want to buy a new car but I'm not sure which one to choose. I want to buy a new car but I'm not sure which one to choose. My sister was a hydrologist. My sister was a hydrologist. I will go to school. I will go to school. Shall we be messengers at dawn? Shall we be messengers at dawn? My colleague officer. My colleague officer. Second. I have to skip to another meeting. I have to skip to another meeting. Should have woken up last year. Should have woken up last year. Is there something we missed? Is there something we missed? Can count on every month. Can count on every month. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I won't have time to go on vacation earlier than next week. I won't have time to go on vacation earlier than next week. 3 afternoons. Can you make a developer? 3 afternoons. Can you make a developer? Can we race after 2 nights? Can we race after 2 nights? I'm in the room with the toys. I'm in the room with the toys. When do you prefer cake? When do you prefer cake? His stepson is a race car driver. His stepson is a race car driver. Sometimes you go for a walk in the mountains. Sometimes you go for a walk in the mountains. Those flowers are beautiful. Those flowers are beautiful. These are my favorite authors. These are my favorite authors. He wants to visit Rome and I want to visit him. He wants to visit Rome and I want to visit him. Anxious. Anxious. He was not a night watchman back then. He was not a night watchman back then. Didn't you take 2 weeks off? Didn't you take 2 weeks off? We'll be back in a week. We'll be back in a week. Were his neighbors detectives? Were his neighbors detectives? They do not play musical instruments. They do not play musical instruments. It's not important. It's not important. Was her daughter a songwriter? Was her daughter a songwriter? They pushed their limits to win the match. They pushed their limits to win the match. He is more responsible than his younger brother. He is more responsible than his younger brother. Should I be an anthropologist in the afternoon? Should I be an anthropologist in the afternoon? They're throwing a party tonight. They're throwing a party tonight. Do we have to feed after one night? Do we have to feed after one night? He is reading a book. He is reading a book. Do you have a big family? Do you have a big family? Can't they fire fighter jets at dusk? Can't they fire fighter jets at dusk? This concept is difficult to understand. This concept is difficult to understand. Aren't we hiding? Aren't we hiding? He'll take a nap after lunch. He'll take a nap after lunch. Is our daughter a butler? Is our daughter a butler? His brother-in-law is a joker. His brother-in-law is a joker. I know. I know. We used to live in the countryside. We used to live in the countryside. Do you like basketball? Do you like basketball? A century later, he would collect donations. A century later, he would collect donations. Prepare to be impressed by the new president. Prepare to be impressed by the new president. He likes to play tennis on weekends. He likes to play tennis on weekends. In these weathers, he should not leave the house without wearing his coat. In these weathers, he should not leave the house without wearing his coat. You can get points last year. You can get points last year. The mistake was made by me. The mistake was made by me. He cooked dinner for us. He cooked dinner for us. From. Was your wife a dermatologist? Was your wife a dermatologist? He couldn't get it every month. He couldn't get it every month. I've already cooked dinner. I've already cooked dinner. They must be hungry. Let's prepare some food. They must be hungry. Let's prepare some food. He went on a trip with his friends. He went on a trip with his friends. Rubble. We didn't get points. We didn't get points. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. Shouldn't he care? Shouldn't he care? I asked him to help me with the project. I asked him to help me with the project. The window opened in the breeze. The window opened in the breeze. Will it be accepted after 3 months? Will it be accepted after 3 months? Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. He was just being so good. He was just being so good. John fell to the ground quickly in the garden 2 days ago. John fell to the ground quickly in the garden 2 days ago. Have we tested? Have we tested? I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new car. Birds sing very well. Birds sing very well. How often do you go to your mother? How often do you go to your mother? Still, there are a few things that need to be fixed. Still, there are a few things that need to be fixed. They will get married next month. They will get married next month. These are the famous desserts. These are the famous desserts. The company should have offered better benefits. The company should have offered better benefits. Still, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. Still, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. He completed a marathon last month. He completed a marathon last month. I'll try this once and see if it works. I'll try this once and see if it works. Driving when tired. Driving when tired. He must be the second man immediately. He must be the second man immediately. He was playing the piano in the living room. He was playing the piano in the living room. Compulsory. Compulsory. Sorry, I'm trying to clear my head. Sorry, I'm trying to clear my head. He bought a new car last week. He bought a new car last week. The museum has the most beautiful paintings. The museum has the most beautiful paintings. Precision. Precision. They will have finished construction by the end of the week. They will have finished construction by the end of the week. Did not reflect. Did not reflect. Was his stepson a ranger? Was his stepson a ranger? The burst of energy I felt after drinking that coffee was incredible. The burst of energy I felt after drinking that coffee was incredible. Servant. Servant. I don't notice anything in particular about it. I don't notice anything in particular about it. May object. May object. He submitted an article to a fashion magazine. He submitted an article to a fashion magazine. Flash. Flash. He was going to be a missionary after 4 weekends. He was going to be a missionary after 4 weekends. I see John often. I see John often. She has been attending yoga classes for a month. She has been attending yoga classes for a month. I feel anxious. I feel anxious. What is your problem? What is your problem? He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. Not convinced. Not convinced. Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? His brother-in-law is a joker. His brother-in-law is a joker. They had to walk home because they missed the bus. They had to walk home because they missed the bus. I'm going to the concert. I'm going to the concert. Sometimes it may not. Sometimes it may not. Bought a t-shirt and some shoes. Bought a t-shirt and some shoes. You are responsible. You are responsible. You have to account for every bullet. You have to account for every bullet. I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new car. We usually have dinner at home. We usually have dinner at home. He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. Her nephews are nurses. Her nephews are nurses. Will you join the party? Will you join the party? I have a lot of confidence. I have a lot of confidence. It consists of 3 parts. It consists of 3 parts. Have you ever tried sushi before your trip to Japan? Have you ever tried sushi before your trip to Japan? I'm walking. I'm walking. The gardens are beautiful. The gardens are beautiful. Can arrest. Can arrest. It is never diversified. It is never diversified. Could they be hydrologists then? Could they be hydrologists then? Is there a loyalty program I can join? Is there a loyalty program I can join? Should I enter later? Should I enter later? You'll see tomorrow. You'll see tomorrow. I will retire in 15 years. I will retire in 15 years. You would focus now. You would focus now. The children played ball in the park. The children played ball in the park. The fake designer handbag was confiscated by customs. The fake designer handbag was confiscated by customs. Previously associated. Previously associated. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. Whose painting is this? Whose painting is this? Why not right away? Why not right away? Additionally. Additionally. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. Why don't I show you how to do this properly? Why don't I show you how to do this properly? British cuisine. British cuisine. He is a creative writer and has published several books. He is a creative writer and has published several books. Was he analyzing? Was he analyzing? Scissors John, do you have scissors? Scissors John, do you have scissors? Can I use my phone here? Can I use my phone here? Overlap. Overlap. Can I have your attention for a minute? Can I have your attention for a minute? Your wife was a contractor. Your wife was a contractor. What should I do? What should I do? We should probably go. We should probably go. Do you have enough time to finish the project? Do you have enough time to finish the project? I'm not sure I can trust you. I'm not sure I can trust you. I'm feeling a little lost. Can you point me in the right direction? I'm feeling a little lost. Can you point me in the right direction? I have a stick team. I have a stick team. I was exhausted after that long flight. I was exhausted after that long flight. In 2 months we would yawn. In 2 months we would yawn. Can I use a gift certificate for my shopping? Can I use a gift certificate for my shopping? Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. He visited his parents this weekend. He visited his parents this weekend. Let me know if you want to stay tonight. Let me know if you want to stay tonight. Were they CEOs at 1 a.m. before? Were they CEOs at 1 a.m. before? Rude. Rude. I will promise the right thing. I will promise the right thing. He was your nephew's night watchman. He was your nephew's night watchman. Keep it a secret. Keep it a secret. Weren't they naturalists last year? Weren't they naturalists last year? Remaining tickets. Remaining tickets. We decided to take a walk in the mountains. We decided to take a walk in the mountains. I'm going to take a yoga class in the morning. I'm going to take a yoga class in the morning. They have to walk to school every morning. They have to walk to school every morning. They will have finished their meal by the time we arrive. They will have finished their meal by the time we arrive. We went to the mountains and went hiking. We went to the mountains and went hiking. If it snowed, we would make a snowman. If it snowed, we would make a snowman. We have traveled to many different countries. We have traveled to many different countries. May occasionally light up. May occasionally light up. He'll be away for a few weeks. He'll be away for a few weeks. We need to accept the terms and conditions before continuing. We need to accept the terms and conditions before continuing. Talk. Talk. After 1 year it does not focus. After 1 year it does not focus. I'm going to paint my bedroom next weekend. I'm going to paint my bedroom next weekend. They'll be on stage in an hour. They'll be on stage in an hour. Who has a laptop? Who has a laptop? They can grow normally. They can grow normally. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? He rehearsed to deliver his speech with confidence. He rehearsed to deliver his speech with confidence. This is very difficult. This is very difficult. Download. Download. Let's meet at the library tomorrow. Let's meet at the library tomorrow. I may not be able to prepare. I may not be able to prepare. John is taller than Mark. John is taller than Mark. He won't stop until he catches the thief. He won't stop until he catches the thief. I'll take the trash out later tonight. I'll take the trash out later tonight. Should not referee every year. Should not referee every year. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. I will have finished my work before the deadline. I will have finished my work before the deadline. I have a sore throat. I have a sore throat. We were waiting when the bus came. We were waiting when the bus came. Email received yesterday. Email received yesterday. They answer my silence. They answer my silence. Weren't we decorators 3 centuries ago? Weren't we decorators 3 centuries ago? The government should have provided better health care. The government should have provided better health care. He watched a movie last night. He watched a movie last night. Was I in intensive care last year? Was I in intensive care last year? They won't move until they collect everything. They won't move until they collect everything. If they called me, I would answer the phone. If they called me, I would answer the phone. Was my son an orthopedist? Was my son an orthopedist? He listens to music while studying. He listens to music while studying. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? The movie was too scary for me to watch it to the end. The movie was too scary for me to watch it to the end. Today I got up early and had my breakfast too. Today I got up early and had my breakfast too. I'm also working yesterday. I'm also working yesterday. I have to throw it away right now. I have to throw it away right now. Can't you catch it at dawn? Can't you catch it at dawn? The meal was enjoyed by everyone at the party. The meal was enjoyed by everyone at the party. Are published monthly. Are published monthly. Both options have their drawbacks. Both options have their drawbacks. I was with Tom. I was with Tom. It was drawn. It was drawn. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. Today is the year of death of the founder of our country. Today is the year of death of the founder of our country. His goal is to become a doctor. His goal is to become a doctor. I just need to believe in me. I just need to believe in me. You didn't cut 10 years. You didn't cut 10 years. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. They can't do plumbing at sunset. They can't do plumbing at sunset. I love chocolate. I love chocolate. Before. He drew a picture of his favorite place. He drew a picture of his favorite place. The offer usually helps the official. The offer usually helps the official. Installment. Specific point. The ostrich is the fastest bird on land. The ostrich is the fastest bird on land. I will raise rabbits. I will raise rabbits. He is sitting next to me. He is sitting next to me. May not roll. It did not reach the top shelf. It did not reach the top shelf. Understand what I mean. Understand what I mean. Haven't you done your internship now? Haven't you done your internship now? I will come. Can't I race car driver after 2 hours? Can't I race car driver after 2 hours? Your stepfather was the referee. Your stepfather was the referee. They had their dogs groomed and trained in the pet salon. They had their dogs groomed and trained in the pet salon. I'm just taking a walk. I'm just taking a walk. Shopping. She sang a song at the talent show. She sang a song at the talent show. Is that sign? Is that sign? We should not experience. We should not experience. I want to go to the park. My friends want to go there too. I want to go to the park. My friends want to go there too. What's this? It's a pen. What's this? It's a pen. By the end of the day, they will have fixed the problem. By the end of the day, they will have fixed the problem. What do you think about this problem? What do you think about this problem? I have more grapes than Sam. I have more grapes than Sam. I will be working on my project tomorrow morning. I will be working on my project tomorrow morning. By the way, I'm Nick. By the way, I'm Nick. They may have already booked the hotel. They may have already booked the hotel. Support. Avoid big changes. Avoid big changes. You won't discover it after 3 p.m. You won't discover it after 3 p.m. Probably. Was your wife a dermatologist? Was your wife a dermatologist? I go to the market to buy food for my cat. I go to the market to buy food for my cat. Was my father a chef? Was my father a chef? Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. Was her grandmother a freelancer? Was her grandmother a freelancer? My sister was a ballerina. My sister was a ballerina. What are you doing here? I want to see you. What are you doing here? I want to see you. You don't sing every day. You don't sing every day. Shouldn't I be a sports reporter then? Shouldn't I be a sports reporter then? Is our spouse a locksmith? Is our spouse a locksmith? Will you be performing in 2 evenings? Will you be performing in 2 evenings? We want to plan the next sprint for the countries that are rolling out. We want to plan the next sprint for the countries that are rolling out. Is your stepson a caretaker? Is your stepson a caretaker? The dog was barking at the postman. The dog was barking at the postman. Did we do woodcutting at noon? Did we do woodcutting at noon? The dog is barking at the postman. The dog is barking at the postman. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. He looks nervous. He looks nervous. There is a dog in the park. There is a dog in the park. You can be the weekly philosopher. You can be the weekly philosopher. He always arrives on time. He always arrives on time. He is playing the guitar. He is playing the guitar. What should I do? What should I do? Can I ask? Can I ask? We're going to watch a movie at home tonight. We're going to watch a movie at home tonight. Is there a party supplies section in the store? Is there a party supplies section in the store? English was spoken all over the world. English was spoken all over the world. The musicians will travel to different cities for their concerts. The musicians will travel to different cities for their concerts. How do you spell it? How do you spell it? Can't they expand? Can't they expand? I will meet with my friends. I will meet with my friends. Was her sister a supervisor? Was her sister a supervisor? Can they judge next year? Can they judge next year? They will normally be geologists. They will normally be geologists. Aforementioned. Aforementioned. I wish I had invested in Bitcoin earlier, I would be rich now. I wish I had invested in Bitcoin earlier, I would be rich now. Is his half-brother a golfer? Is his half-brother a golfer? Our stepfather was a journalist. Our stepfather was a journalist. The movie starts at dawn. The movie starts at dawn. You shouldn't be a therapist after the 4th century. You shouldn't be a therapist after the 4th century. His brother-in-law is a pipeplayer. His brother-in-law is a pipeplayer. Isn't it hate? Isn't it hate? Unsuitable. Unsuitable. We're throwing a party this Saturday. We're throwing a party this Saturday. Not everyone can work under pressure. Not everyone can work under pressure. Does my grandma draw? Does my grandma draw? Will I close after 4 weeks? Will I close after 4 weeks? It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. By the end of the month, they will have sold all their products. By the end of the month, they will have sold all their products. He wants to be a doctor. He wants to be a doctor. They were firefighters before. They were firefighters before. There are no students in the classroom. There are no students in the classroom. Shouldn't I cry? Shouldn't I cry? Don't I have to be a watchman after 5 months? Don't I have to be a watchman after 5 months? His grandson was a businessman. His grandson was a businessman. Wouldn't I refuse? Wouldn't I refuse? Can you always see? Can you always see? 2. I am going to the theater. 2. I am going to the theater. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. My teacher said there will be an exam next week. My teacher said there will be an exam next week. He listens to music while cleaning the house. He listens to music while cleaning the house. Snore. Snore. Can he prepare it every day? Can he prepare it every day? Was my grandson a stylist? Was my grandson a stylist? Where can I find baby care products? Where can I find baby care products? After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. Sort. I'm tired, he said. I'm tired, he said. They are watching a game. They are watching a game. Trustworthy. I could have sworn I left my phone on the table. I could have sworn I left my phone on the table. Are you going to visit the museum this weekend? Are you going to visit the museum this weekend? The red dress is more elegant than the black one. The red dress is more elegant than the black one. My mother is making a delicious cake. My mother is making a delicious cake. I think this is a great idea. I think this is a great idea. My cousin likes to take pictures. My cousin likes to take pictures. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? All necessary tools are provided for this task. All necessary tools are provided for this task. I am grateful to him for being my friend. I am grateful to him for being my friend. I don't understand. I don't understand. How many chairs are there in the office? How many chairs are there in the office? The museum was closed today for renovations. The museum was closed today for renovations. If you want we can start. If you want we can start. Most of my day was spent in meetings. Most of my day was spent in meetings. I was learning to play the guitar. I was learning to play the guitar. I'm going to have to miss the party tonight because I have to take care of my little sister. I'm going to have to miss the party tonight because I have to take care of my little sister. Their dog is barking. Their dog is barking. I want to learn to surf. I want to learn to surf. Not all of the cookies were eaten at the party. Not all of the cookies were eaten at the party. I have booked a vacation for the next month. I have booked a vacation for the next month. I think I'd like truffles. I think I'd like truffles. I came here to see John. I came here to see John. What is your address? What is your address? Opposite. Opposite. Hiking in the mountains is my favorite. Hiking in the mountains is my favorite. Descendants are manufacturers. Descendants are manufacturers. A lot of things. A lot of things. I work as a teacher. I work as a teacher. He is a talented chef and prepares delicious meals. He is a talented chef and prepares delicious meals. The baby is crawling on the floor. The baby is crawling on the floor. Precision. Precision. Can you insist? Can you insist? How long will he stay in Japan? How long will he stay in Japan? Weekly consultant. Weekly consultant. Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? Who can support us? Who can support us? My sister was the messenger. My sister was the messenger. After that cold winter, spring was a welcome relief. After that cold winter, spring was a welcome relief. Couldn't try soon. Couldn't try soon. He will learn to drive next month. He will learn to drive next month. Gold is a very precious metal. Gold is a very precious metal. I will come. I will come. We should have bought the tickets sooner. We should have bought the tickets sooner. Pleased. Pleased. If I don't set an alarm, I will fall asleep. If I don't set an alarm, I will fall asleep. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. The bus was so loud that I couldn't concentrate. The bus was so loud that I couldn't concentrate. John was asleep when I got home. John was asleep when I got home. Had he accepted the job, he would have made more money. Had he accepted the job, he would have made more money. Does he have a bike? Does he have a bike? The legacy of his courage has inspired generations. The legacy of his courage has inspired generations. Will they be voiced after one night? Will they be voiced after one night? You should not use shortcuts while completing tasks. You should not use shortcuts while completing tasks. I can go to class. I can go to class. I need to exchange this euro for dollars. I need to exchange this euro for dollars. Should we reduce? Should we reduce? Again. Again. He has already cleaned his room. He has already cleaned his room. He looks excited for the trip. He looks excited for the trip. My house is bigger than yours. My house is bigger than yours. Where are you going? Where are you going? If it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. Patient. Patient. There may not be a hairdresser at sunrise. There may not be a hairdresser at sunrise. You have a lot of work. You have a lot of work. Your brother-in-law was a window cleaner. Your brother-in-law was a window cleaner. Was he analyzing? Was he analyzing? Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good solution. Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good solution. Could you please close the door on your way out? Could you please close the door on your way out? Were they inspectors? Were they inspectors? My colleague is the stewardess. My colleague is the stewardess. He plays basketball with his brother. He plays basketball with his brother. The new restaurant is more crowded than before. The new restaurant is more crowded than before. If you want, I will go to school. If you want, I will go to school. He needs to find a job. He needs to find a job. We can be inspectors every day. We can be inspectors every day. He goes to bed early. He goes to bed early. What is he looking at? What is he looking at? I was born under the stars. I was born under the stars. I'm going to the cinema to watch a new broadcast. I'm going to the cinema to watch a new broadcast. What is your favorite animal? What is your favorite animal? Are they filmmakers every day? Are they filmmakers every day? Was your grandson a gynecologist? Was your grandson a gynecologist? They have not been fed before at 2 a.m. They have not been fed before at 2 a.m. Where is the center of the world? Where is the center of the world? You shouldn't be a stockbroker every day. You shouldn't be a stockbroker every day. I bought a book. I bought a book. My friend anesthetist. My friend anesthetist. Not used after 2 hours? Not used after 2 hours? Didn't they post? Didn't they post? I will see your friends. I will see your friends. The past tense form also hurts. The past tense form also hurts. I'm going to the aquarium. I'm going to the aquarium. He realizes his mistake. He realizes his mistake. I saw a bird in the garden. I saw a bird in the garden. They love to watch horror movies. They love to watch horror movies. Can't he be a scavenger in 2 weeks? Can't he be a scavenger in 2 weeks? Weren't they an anesthesiologist? Weren't they an anesthesiologist? There is no food in the refrigerator. There is no food in the refrigerator. Regular exercise has many benefits. Regular exercise has many benefits. Did they finish their homework before the deadline? Did they finish their homework before the deadline? The baby is crawling on the floor. The baby is crawling on the floor. I go to school by bus every day. I go to school by bus every day. Nobody had their own computer in those days. Nobody had their own computer in those days. What a great party. What a great party. They love to watch horror movies. They love to watch horror movies. Do you have to renew every month? Do you have to renew every month? It could cost 2 years ago. It could cost 2 years ago. What is your favorite sandwich filling? What is your favorite sandwich filling? It is 7:15. It is 7:15. I'll lend you my umbrella in case it rains. I'll lend you my umbrella in case it rains. The teacher in my class is very helpful. The teacher in my class is very helpful. Give up. Give up. I think you're going to the party tonight. I think you're going to the party tonight. Can't we fail next year? Can't we fail next year? Students write in their notebooks. Students write in their notebooks. I work as a teacher. I work as a teacher. Does the store have a fresh seafood counter? Does the store have a fresh seafood counter? He always helps me with my homework. He always helps me with my homework. I have a lot. I have a lot. Her mother-in-law was an aviator. Her mother-in-law was an aviator. He will retire next year. He will retire next year. How was the weekend? How was the weekend? Do you have to order? Do you have to order? Is he taking a step? Is he taking a step? The concert was liked by everyone. The concert was liked by everyone. The company had been growing rapidly for years before encountering financial difficulties. The company had been growing rapidly for years before encountering financial difficulties. They play basketball on the weekends. They play basketball on the weekends. Can never evolve. Can never evolve. I won't go out unless the sun is shining. I won't go out unless the sun is shining. His cousins are mechanics. His cousins are mechanics. They had to walk home because they missed the bus. They had to walk home because they missed the bus. Our dog loves to play with the ball. Our dog loves to play with the ball. He doesn't stop playing until he wins the match. He doesn't stop playing until he wins the match. The induction hob heats up fast and is energy efficient. The induction hob heats up fast and is energy efficient. He'll be back in a few hours. He'll be back in a few hours. I was studying for the exam all day. I was studying for the exam all day. I could swim when I was 5 years old. I could swim when I was 5 years old. 4 days ago interested. 4 days ago interested. How much sugar would you like in your coffee? How much sugar would you like in your coffee? The nightly price of our sweets is $150. The nightly price of our sweets is $150. I shouldn't follow. I shouldn't follow. We should think about them and try to understand them. We should think about them and try to understand them. He'll be upset if you don't attend his birthday party. He'll be upset if you don't attend his birthday party. We will visit our relatives at the weekend. We will visit our relatives at the weekend. Not knowing the answer, he raised his hand and asked for help. Not knowing the answer, he raised his hand and asked for help. This is my house. This is my house. Awareness. Awareness. Should we take? Should we take? He managed to catch the early train. He managed to catch the early train. The food was heavy. The food was heavy. The concert was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. The concert was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. No, never give up, Neil. No, never give up, Neil. Insufficient funding led to the failure of the project. Insufficient funding led to the failure of the project. Will not suppress. Will not suppress. We were watching the sunset on the beach. We were watching the sunset on the beach. Can he make jewelry? Can he make jewelry? Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Are you coming with me? Are you coming with me? The hardest exam I've ever taken. The hardest exam I've ever taken. I looked at the city below and felt so small. I looked at the city below and felt so small. Although they disagreed, they were respectful to each other. Although they disagreed, they were respectful to each other. Was your stepmother an alchemist? Was your stepmother an alchemist? Consistency in yoga practice leads to greater flexibility. Consistency in yoga practice leads to greater flexibility. By the end of the week I will have finished reading all the books on my list. By the end of the week I will have finished reading all the books on my list. Can I walk every month? Can I walk every month? Can prepare. Can prepare. He concludes every day? He concludes every day? I have some news. I have some news. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. Can he lose? Can he lose? We cannot persuade. We cannot persuade. I don't want to lose my search for the machine. I don't want to lose my search for the machine. Sam with Isabel. Sam with Isabel. I can promise at dawn. I can promise at dawn. It's his job to fix the computer. It's his job to fix the computer. If it's not muddy, I'll go out. If it's not muddy, I'll go out. I'm filling out Performance Excel. I'm filling out Performance Excel. Can I use a mobile wallet for payment? Can I use a mobile wallet for payment? Can you help? Can you help? We should not answer. We should not answer. He needs to exercise regularly. He needs to exercise regularly. It took me a while to solve the puzzle, but I finally got it. It took me a while to solve the puzzle, but I finally got it. He should be at the airport by 6 p.m. He should be at the airport by 6 p.m. Are your grandchildren supervisors? Are your grandchildren supervisors? Can you show me where the health center is? Can you show me where the health center is? They did not continue. They did not continue. Crush. Crush. He'll get angry if you don't apologize. He'll get angry if you don't apologize. His brothers were musicians. His brothers were musicians. She goes to the salon once a month. She goes to the salon once a month. These are beautiful sunflowers. These are beautiful sunflowers. They are assumed every month. They are assumed every month. Is her stepdad a lawyer? Is her stepdad a lawyer? Of all the options, this seemed like the best fit. Of all the options, this seemed like the best fit. I'm so sorry, I don't feel like a friend tonight. I'm so sorry, I don't feel like a friend tonight. I'm cooking for my family tonight. I'm cooking for my family tonight. It gets longer every year. It gets longer every year. I enjoy reading books. I enjoy reading books. I drive carefully. I drive carefully. Can you give me a sponge bath? Can you give me a sponge bath? Is there a customer service desk? Is there a customer service desk? They must have been golfers before. They must have been golfers before. Don't we believe? Don't we believe? Please arrange a follow-up appointment with the receptionist before departure. Please arrange a follow-up appointment with the receptionist before departure. I mentioned it 4 weeks ago. I mentioned it 4 weeks ago. Journalists will broadcast live from the accident scene. Journalists will broadcast live from the accident scene. Anyone can participate in the competition. Anyone can participate in the competition. I have enough energy to finish the race. I have enough energy to finish the race. How long have you had the problem? How long have you had the problem? The legacy of his invention revolutionized the industry. The legacy of his invention revolutionized the industry. The dinner party was ruined by the politics debate. The dinner party was ruined by the politics debate. I don't want to lose my love for many things. I don't want to lose my love for many things. They should not cook at dusk. They should not cook at dusk. The mistake was made by me. The mistake was made by me. It rains a lot in this city. It rains a lot in this city. Could you send me the agenda for the next meeting? Could you send me the agenda for the next meeting? I could feel the saltiness of the sea on my lips. I could feel the saltiness of the sea on my lips. Our husband is a lieutenant. Our husband is a lieutenant. Direction. Direction. We need to meet our sales targets, the manager said. We need to meet our sales targets, the manager said. The river flows calmly. The river flows calmly. This phone is cheaper than that. This phone is cheaper than that. It must be delicious. It must be delicious. Can you continue? Can you continue? He'll be back at 6 p.m. He'll be back at 6 p.m. Athletes will compete at the Olympic Games next year. Athletes will compete at the Olympic Games next year. Make sure. He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. The museum had fascinating exhibits about ancient civilizations. The museum had fascinating exhibits about ancient civilizations. There are a lot of grapes. There are a lot of grapes. The dress she's wearing is beautiful. The dress she's wearing is beautiful. I think these things are important. I think these things are important. He has lots of friends. He has lots of friends. Can't wait for later? Can't wait for later? How did you miss the deadline? How did you miss the deadline? To say, yes, I can see it, it's warm and sunny as always. Yes, I can see it, it's warm and sunny as always. Were we rented? Were we rented? We apply now. We apply now. I will not cry next year. I will not cry next year. I do not care. I do not care. Maybe you should meet John. Maybe you should meet John. What sports can you do? What sports can you do? I saw a light in the sky. I saw a light in the sky. I had a cheeky grin on my face. I had a cheeky grin on my face. I can speak Spanish and my cousin can too. I can speak Spanish and my cousin can too. Then we go to the mall. Then we go to the mall. They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. We are aware of this. We are aware of this. He wished he had spent more time with his grandparents. He wished he had spent more time with his grandparents. Her husband is a detective. Her husband is a detective. Can you tell me the way to the nearest train station? Can you tell me the way to the nearest train station? After 2 hours should not train. After 2 hours should not train. Shall we be the postman at noon? Shall we be the postman at noon? Shouldn't we close? Shouldn't we close? They were playing tennis when it started to get dark. They were playing tennis when it started to get dark. He doesn't eat sugar. He doesn't eat sugar. Students are participating in a school activity. Students are participating in a school activity. I found my keys. I found my keys. I listened to a podcast on my way to work this morning. I listened to a podcast on my way to work this morning. Could he remember sometimes? Could he remember sometimes? And I didn't kick this rock. And I didn't kick this rock. Is her stepfather a poet? Is her stepfather a poet? How bright! How bright! My cousins were ambassadors. My cousins were ambassadors. Can't they be lumberjacks in the afternoon? Can't they be lumberjacks in the afternoon? Fun! Fun! He is playing the guitar. He is playing the guitar. Although the hotel is not luxurious, it offers great service. Although the hotel is not luxurious, it offers great service. They told me, we are planning a trip. They told me, we are planning a trip. The baby sleeps in the crib. The baby sleeps in the crib. He would say, those mountains are beautiful. Those mountains are beautiful. It connects after 2 seconds. It connects after 2 seconds. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. They taste the cake. They taste the cake. Should you do a manicure? Should you do a manicure? They adopted a dog from the animal shelter and named him Max. They adopted a dog from the animal shelter and named him Max. Does your father drive a car? Does your father drive a car? Doesn't he call at sunrise? Doesn't he call at sunrise? Were your relatives florists? Were your relatives florists? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? May I borrow your pen, please? May I borrow your pen, please? We'll start a war. We'll start a war. Their son is a taxi driver. Their son is a taxi driver. If it's warm outside, we go to the beach. If it's warm outside, we go to the beach. I'm meeting my friends for dinner tomorrow night. I'm meeting my friends for dinner tomorrow night. The magazine published an article about eco-friendly living. The magazine published an article about eco-friendly living. Can I have your order? Can I have your order? The garden gets greener with every rain. The garden gets greener with every rain. Give me the best book niches. Give me the best book niches. To judge at sunset. To judge at sunset. She likes to do yoga in the morning. She likes to do yoga in the morning. He is the strongest player of the team. He is the strongest player of the team. I could smell the flowers in the garden. I could smell the flowers in the garden. Were his nephews lawyers? Were his nephews lawyers? He wants an apple. He wants an apple. Shouldn't he be a daily manager? Shouldn't he be a daily manager? Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. Can you get me a glass of water? On the kitchen counter. Can you get me a glass of water? On the kitchen counter. The bus ride was too long. The bus ride was too long. May I help you? May I help you? Your relatives were barbers. Your relatives were barbers. They were playing volleyball when someone got injured. They were playing volleyball when someone got injured. It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. Won't he be a congressman by sunset? Won't he be a congressman by sunset? Please let the nurse know if you need any help. Please let the nurse know if you need any help. I visited New York twice. I visited New York twice. How beautiful. How beautiful. I want to sleep with you. I want to sleep with you. I'm cooking for my family tonight. I'm cooking for my family tonight. They would not affect. They would not affect. Was his son a glazier? Was his son a glazier? I don't want to lose my love for machines. I don't want to lose my love for machines. We usually take advantage. We usually take advantage. I could feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. I could feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. Designer at sunset? Designer at sunset? I'm going to the vet. I'm going to the vet. Can I have a glass of water? Can I have a glass of water? Shall we hold on as the sun rises? Shall we hold on as the sun rises? I have a cough for 3 weeks. I have a cough for 3 weeks. Controversial. Controversial. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. Don't they ride normally? Don't they ride normally? They were continuing. They were continuing. The movie was shot in Hollywood. The movie was shot in Hollywood. Where is my book? I cannot find. Where is my book? I cannot find. Sensitive. Sensitive. She danced in the ballet show. She danced in the ballet show. Did not believe. Did not believe. You rejected the collector. You rejected the collector. Conclusion. Conclusion. He cooked dinner for his family. He cooked dinner for his family. Was he a nighttime inspector? Was he a nighttime inspector? Do you travel a lot? Do you travel a lot? Did you take anything from the minibar last night? Did you take anything from the minibar last night? You should not ignore your responsibilities. You should not ignore your responsibilities. I want to learn to cook, he said. I want to learn to cook, he said. We must take a step. We must take a step. Are their neighbors a gynecologist? Are their neighbors a gynecologist? The cat is chasing a mouse. The cat is chasing a mouse. He likes to listen to music while cooking. He likes to listen to music while cooking. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. I'll finish the exercise when John gets home. This week is the second week of the sprint. This week is the second week of the sprint. Are you going to watch TV at 9 o'clock tonight? Are you going to watch TV at 9 o'clock tonight? Could you please double-check the figures before presenting them? Could you please double-check the figures before presenting them? Couldn't you include last year? Couldn't you include last year? Have you seen the new superhero movie before it was released? Have you seen the new superhero movie before it was released? Was your stepson a pharmacist? Was your stepson a pharmacist? Partnership. Partnership. 2. I am sure he will be very successful. 2. I am sure he will be very successful. Did not focus. Did not focus. Where is the nearest supermarket? Asked. Where is the nearest supermarket? Asked. I helped my mother while cooking. I helped my mother while cooking. He had his bike repaired at the cyclist. He had his bike repaired at the cyclist. He plays tennis twice a week. He plays tennis twice a week. The two events are linked. The two events are linked. Leaves are falling from the trees. Leaves are falling from the trees. Lisa is my sister. Lisa is my sister. Threatening monthly. Threatening monthly. If I had more experience, I could apply for that job. If I had more experience, I could apply for that job. I hope you don't get lost again. I hope you don't get lost again. Is our mom the sheriff? Is our mom the sheriff? Can you give me more information? Can you give me more information? Why don't you answer my calls? Asked. Why don't you answer my calls? Asked. After the performance, they paid a moment of silence. After the performance, they paid a moment of silence. My grandchildren were sociologists. My grandchildren were sociologists. You can apply every day. You can apply every day. My stepdaughter was a financier. My stepdaughter was a financier. If they invite us, we should bring a gift. If they invite us, we should bring a gift. The law is clear. The law is clear. Are their nephews an oncologist? Are their nephews an oncologist? We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. Turn into. Turn into. Can I get a second opinion? Can I get a second opinion? I do not organize. I do not organize. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye. Waves crashing on the shore. Waves crashing on the shore. They will have finished the construction of the building by next month. They will have finished the construction of the building by next month. Could you please send me the agenda of the meeting? Could you please send me the agenda of the meeting? Were their stepdads plumbers? Were their stepdads plumbers? Have you thought about what to cook today? Have you thought about what to cook today? It bores me. It bores me. Can he sign then? Can he sign then? Suitable. Suitable. Can't you rarely be an undertaker? Can't you rarely be an undertaker? He wants to try a new restaurant in the city center. He wants to try a new restaurant in the city center. I diligently tried to play the guitar, and as a result, I improved my skills. I diligently tried to play the guitar, and as a result, I improved my skills. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. Were you under control at noon? Were you under control at noon? Impression. Impression. I am studying for the language proficiency test. I am studying for the language proficiency test. They didn't call before 4 a.m. They didn't call before 4 a.m. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. Is our stepmother a librarian? Is our stepmother a librarian? May imply. May imply. He visited London twice. He visited London twice. The book is very difficult for me to understand. The book is very difficult for me to understand. Can you increase? Can you increase? I could have passed earlier at 3 a.m. I could have passed earlier at 3 a.m. Otherwise. Otherwise. The Great Wall of China is the tallest man-made structure. The Great Wall of China is the tallest man-made structure. He studied French for 3 years. He studied French for 3 years. Was it noticed? Was it noticed? He has already eaten his lunch. He has already eaten his lunch. Sarah has been taking dance lessons for a year. Sarah has been taking dance lessons for a year. How can I go there? How can I go there? The children were building sand castles on the beach. The children were building sand castles on the beach. They like to play football in the park. They like to play football in the park. We are slowly walking together. We are slowly walking together. I shoot at sunrise. I shoot at sunrise. Can't it rise? Can't it rise? Should we warn? Should we warn? To lend. To lend. Is his nephew an illusionist? Is his nephew an illusionist? We paint the walls. We paint the walls. Jenny is studying for her final exams. Jenny is studying for her final exams. I will study for the exam tonight. I will study for the exam tonight. They did not address a century ago. They did not address a century ago. I need to buy a new battery for my car. I need to buy a new battery for my car. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. Am I not sounding normal? Am I not sounding normal? Bilingual. Bilingual. Tree branch. Tree branch. If you need money, I can lend you money. If you need money, I can lend you money. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. Do you have to renew every month? Do you have to renew every month? Did you get the candles? Did you get the candles? Was his stepson the owner of the house? Was his stepson the owner of the house? Cookie. Cookie. We have guests in the gym. We have guests in the gym. Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. They decided to learn a new language. They decided to learn a new language. Class starts exactly at 9 a.m. Class starts exactly at 9 a.m. Do we need some people? Do we need some people? Let me introduce you to my friend. Let me introduce you to my friend. Not a trainer after 1 week. Not a trainer after 1 week. He must butcher at noon. He must butcher at noon. Workers were repairing the roof of the house. Workers were repairing the roof of the house. I just had lunch. I just had lunch. I saw a pink rabbit in the forest. I saw a pink rabbit in the forest. I think if I found $1 million, I'd buy new shoes. I think if I found $1 million, I'd buy new shoes. Should I go to school? Should I go to school? Enrichment. Enrichment. Who is friend? Who is friend? Where do they live? Where do they live? He's attending a conference next week. He's attending a conference next week. You shouldn't always want to. You shouldn't always want to. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see it again. I rode my bike to school. I rode my bike to school. Would normally attend. Would normally attend. Firstly. Firstly. They visited Paris, we visited. They visited Paris, we visited. Have you ever been to Asia? Have you ever been to Asia? If they don't go now, they'll be late. If they don't go now, they'll be late. I am going to school. I am going to school. I will learn a new language. I will learn a new language. I would add now. I would add now. They are playing football in the park. They are playing football in the park. Shouldn't you clown later at 2 a.m.? Shouldn't you clown later at 2 a.m.? These are stunning sunsets. These are stunning sunsets. Shouldn't they cry? Shouldn't they cry? How much? How much? He will travel abroad next month. He will travel abroad next month. Although he did not agree with my decision, he supported me. Although he did not agree with my decision, he supported me. We become receptionists in the afternoon. We become receptionists in the afternoon. He enjoys watching movies with his family on weekends. He enjoys watching movies with his family on weekends. We'll meet in the park. We'll meet in the park. I can't wait until dawn. I can't wait until dawn. May occur frequently. May occur frequently. You are amazing. You are amazing. These clouds look ominous. These clouds look ominous. You're welcome. You're welcome. Was Mr. Tandy a teacher last week? Was Mr. Tandy a teacher last week? We can't finish the game until we have all the pieces. We can't finish the game until we have all the pieces. The waiter is serving the customers. The waiter is serving the customers. My children are mediators. My children are mediators. Must be a daily cashier. Must be a daily cashier. I'm just not happy anymore. I'm just not happy anymore. I won't want to go home. I won't want to go home. I thought you'd be happy to see me. I thought you'd be happy to see me. I was a rider back then. I was a rider back then. I have to buy a new phone because my phone is broken. I have to buy a new phone because my phone is broken. Is your colleague a pilot? Is your colleague a pilot? They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. Let me take care of that for you. Let me take care of that for you. Could he be a politician? Could he be a politician? Couldn't I have included 1 year ago? Couldn't I have included 1 year ago? I want to sleep with you. I want to sleep with you. What is your favorite sandwich filling? What is your favorite sandwich filling? 5 years later he can take care of it. 5 years later he can take care of it. I can write properly. I can write properly. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. She started a fitness program to lose weight. She started a fitness program to lose weight. We are waiting for the bus. We are waiting for the bus. Did you do it? Did you do it? All together. all together. It's good to listen to music. It's good to listen to music. They lived happily ever after. They lived happily ever after. They danced all night at the wedding. They danced all night at the wedding. The director of the company resigned after a financial scandal. The director of the company resigned after a financial scandal. The baby cried all night because he was teething. The baby cried all night because he was teething. A program is a set of instructions for a computer. A program is a set of instructions for a computer. Can it sell normally? Can it sell normally? The library closes at 1800. The library closes at 1800. Can't you build? Can't you build? How do you spell it? How do you spell it? Even though it's raining outside, I still plan to go for a run. Even though it's raining outside, I still plan to go for a run. His house is cleaner than mine. His house is cleaner than mine. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system. Is it finalized after 4 centuries? Is it finalized after 4 centuries? Should not threaten every day. Should not threaten every day. It seems you left me no choice. It seems you left me no choice. Does it improve every month? Does it improve every month? Inconsistency. Inconsistency. Ignored at noon. Ignored at noon. Did they stretch? Did they stretch?